Alright, so first off, we gotta make a catchy melody. In order to make a catchy melody, I just strive for something that is repetitive, especially in hip hop and trap. Doesn't have to be too intricate. So let's start off with that melody. I'm gonna do this in D sharp minor or E flat minor. And I'm just gonna duplicate this note a couple times. And let's add a note here. Play with the scale. See what this sounds like. Alright, that could be cool. Let's add some differentiation, some few more notes here. Alright, move that up. Alright, yeah, something like that could work. Let's add some notes up in a higher octave up here. Drop this down there. Alright, yeah, I like how that sounds. Let's add that again. Yep, keep going. If you don't know how to look at scales, you could use the scales in Chord Player and you can see the different scales. So you could go for a minor, and this is the scale I'm using. So you can use this to change the key in the scale to see all the highlighted notes are in your scale. Alright, now here, I'm going to keep going up. Alright, I like how that sounds. Let's try to drop it down, all of it down an octave. Alright, I like that. And this sound is coming from a one-shot that I put in Mimic from an unreleased one-shot kit that's about to come out. Let's move on to the chords now. I have an unreleased one-shot that I put into Mimic here, and it's called Sneaky Key. It sounds like this. Let me make sure I'm in the right. This is what it sounds like. Alright, and as far as the settings, all I did was bring up the release. You can change the release on whatever sample you use to fit your taste. I would also experiment with the stretch type. It'll change how the sample sounds in Mimic. Especially noticeable when you get up to the higher pitches. Notice how the sample takes longer to ring out in the advanced stretch mode. So it's up to you. Now we're going to turn on Chord Sequencer. Alright, now we have the Chord Sequencer drug above the Mimic, and we're going to set our key. So I'm in E flat minor, and the relative major of E flat minor is G flat major, also known as F sharp major. And you can see all the relative minors in this diagram here. If you need to screenshot it, go ahead. Alright, so now this is the chord set that I've been given. Let's go ahead and lay down this chord progression, and I'll show you ways to tweak it. I need the click and the pre. Alright, I changed the preset to the flotation pluck. Just went through some stuff until I found something that sounded good to me. If you want to change the way the chords sound, you can cycle through the chord sets and you can get different chords. Keep in mind, you'll have to play a different pattern depending on how your melody is formed. Let's check out some of these other melody options. We have classic pop and rock, dance and modern pop, folk and acoustic, jazz and fusion, Latin, soul and R&B, soul track, and classical. So I would get, pretty experimental with these and see what they might sound like. Maybe we could try something like this. Of course, make sure it sounds good with your melody, but I am going to stick with the 80s pop melody for now because I found something that fits and I'm gonna rock with it. From here, you can do something cool and layer your melodies. So I'm going to duplicate the first mimic with our melody. Let's try this growth key. Let's see what this sounds like by itself, and then we'll play it with the melody. Now that I have my chords and I have a melody on top of it, I would start adding drums, maybe come back and add some melodies in the... Now that I have my chords and a melody on top of it, I would add some drums and maybe come back to the melodies afterwards to see how I might want to fill it out in the process. From there, you could continue to build your track, add some drums, and maybe you'll get something like this. But if you want to get something like this and you need help, I suggest you grab the Beginner's Reason course available on my website, link in the description. Let's go.